Hello loves, hello, it's Hills from the Blue Flame Apothecary here. I'm recording this on the 11th of January and Mars is stationing kind of at a standstill point right now, and tomorrow we'll finally begin moving forward again. We have been working with this Mars and Gemini energy for a long time. I think we're at about month 5 now of this. Our thoughts, our actions, internal work has been going on for a good couple of months at this point. Tomorrow, as the planet of action shifts forward, kind of leading the way, as next week we have Mercury shift direct again, and then Uranus, and then all of the planets, all of our major planets will be moving direct. There might be a sense within your being of ready to take the next step, ready to move into the new. This kind of feels like the first toll of the bell that is heralding in the new year. And one of the things that has felt really loud to me during my feels into this energy is there could be, because we've been internal for a while, there could be a shaking off the shackles, all right, it's time to rage sort of energy, like let's go have a street party. And there's also this sense of like that it's a little premature to do that. Like tomorrow, like, oh yes, I'm free. Let's move. All of those things that you've been ruminating, well, I don't like that word ruminating, but that you've been exploring. All of those things that you've been exploring, and as you've kind of gone into that goo phase that we've been talking about a lot, if you tear out of the cocoon too quickly, you don't give your wings time to strengthen for the long flight. So in some ways, even though it's going to feel like there's really strong forward momentum going, like I am formed now, look at me, I have my whole body intact. If you take a razor blade to that cocoon and open it up without having to like slowly kind of gnaw at it and then struggle your wings through it over the next couple of weeks, there could be it's coming in as like a backlash, but I don't like that word. There could be a need to repeat a cycle because you didn't give it time to fully integrate into your system. We are in a period, I spoke about this in the last video, we're in this period of things moving really fast. Fast-paced, quick. And part of that is how we're supposed to be doing things now. How we're called to create in the world now. And part of that is old wounding, like I need to be there yesterday. One of the other places that I've found, and I feel this is calling really loudly right now, because we are emerging slowly. Let's emerge slowly, because we are making our way out of our cocoons. It might trigger a reaction from other people in our world. And one of the ways that I'm talking about is you have discovered, you have remembered something new about yourself. And so the way that you're carrying yourself, it might not even be the actual communication, the words coming out of your mouth, but the way that you are expressing your beingness might scare some people. Let's feel that. Why is it scary? Because you're showing them something about themselves. So if you're standing sovereign in your truth, in your next truest, wholest expression of self, and you come across your boss, or you come across your brother or your mother or your partner, and they are not in that place, it can trigger in them a sort of awakening. And we have Kali coming into her exact conjunction with Uranus over this next week also, and Uranus is about to shift forward again. So there's a lot of like fiery, bring in the truth, wake up energy. And so as you're emerging from your cocoon and you're like, oh, stretch out those wings, give them a test flight, let's see how this new sense of being operates. You're getting the new program, right? Getting the lay of the land of your new program. Other people who didn't go through it in the same way as you have, might see it as like an attack. Like, oh, she thinks she's better than me. He thinks he's better than me. He is enlightened now. All of these weird little like, and it's not you. You're not walking around like, I'm enlightened, I'm better than you. You're walking around like, I know who I am in this moment. That could change. That could change in 10 minutes. But what people are projecting, feeling from your energy is this sense of oh, let me see. Feel. There is this way that we have viewed confidence in our world, and the what I'm being shown is a confidence man, which means a con man, right? That's what con man means. And we have had so much time on this planet where somebody who seems really sure of themselves, we don't trust it. We don't trust it because we're like, ooh, there's something not right. And so as more and more of us are waking up and coming into a state of remembrance of ourselves, and therefore radiating a light of self-assuredness of, oh, I'm connected a little bit more now to who I am. I can see that. And part of that connection is that we have no idea how deep the well goes. We have no idea, or how high. And that curiosity is part of the self-assuredness. But that makes people uncomfortable because we've had so much templating put over top of us of don't trust other, but also you can't trust yourself. And I had this dream this morning. I'm sorry if I feel like I'm really all over the place. Mercury is retrograde right now, and there's a lot of energy coming in at us and through us. So I'm kind of weaving a lot of different pieces together here. This morning I had this dream, and in the dream, one of the people was stuck in a void, like could not get out, and we were trying to help, guide, lead, help the person, like follow my voice, almost like Carol Ann in the Poltergeist movies, right? She was a shining light, and they wanted to follow her. The way that it's coming through right now is we've all been kind of stuck in these like self-isolated void spaces where we've been told that we can't trust ourselves, that we shouldn't trust anyone else either, but that we should like put our faith in this power center, whether it's the government, the school, the financial markets, the church, whatever this higher top-down authority might be. That's the only thing that we can actually trust. And so as we're kind of waking up and finding trust and faith in ourselves, in our sense of beingness, in our heart space, it can make people really uncomfortable, especially because we do have a lot of loud around us of I'm struggling against using like false narrative, but that's what it is. That's what it is. It's proclaiming to be self-sovereignty, but is actually fear. Can you feel that? So one of the ways that we've all been kind of working with this Mars and Gemini energy, right, has been finding the connection to our heart space and creating from there. Connecting to how we've been creating from our unconscious, our subconscious, from our fear. And through finding that way that we've been creating and connecting to those aspects of ourselves, we can run them through our heart. We can run them through our heart and then let what we express into the world and what we create in the world be an expression of love rather than fear. And Mercury kind of feels like this is the energy that Hermes is playing with. Also, I was going to say Thoth because it's also him. This messenger, right? This part. Can we feel Mercury as an aspect of ourselves instead of as something separate from us? Can I invite us to do that? That it is not that there is this separate outside messenger between the divine and the embodied, but that we are, in fact, the messenger. We are the message. We are the embodied divinity. And Mercury's retrograding through Capricorn right now and will be until next week. And we can start to feel Capricorn is structure. It's the physical form, not to the same extent that Taurus is, but it is our foundations. It's our root. So we're exploring the ways that we have communicated, the foundations of our communication and our expression. And Pluto's been doing a tear down job in Capricorn and will continue to do so to a stronger and stronger degree until March. Give a little bit of as we move into Aquarius, Pluto energy for a couple of months and then back into Capricorn. And this is a cycle that's going to continue with Pluto for the next year and a half as Pluto kind of wavers between the old and the new, the old and the new. There's a meditation that came through in that I share in the Blue Flame members portal, and there's a link below for the members portal. It'd be amazing to welcome you there if it calls to you. There's lots of lots of good stuff in there. And I'll be hosting our live new moon circle in the portal also on the 21st. I have been guided to share this meditation with you guys here in the YouTube community. It's a cutting cords meditation. And when I first received the guidance, you should share this meditation with everyone, I was like, well, haven't we just moved through that energy of like releasing, and now we're coming into the new? And the way that it's come through is this meditation is actually, it's a little bit different. It's kind of a new way of cutting cords. And this meditation came through back in the summer, maybe in the spring of last year. And it actually takes you first into your umbilical cord. And then it connects you into not the cords that are connected externally to your being, but all of the other cords of your being that you connect out and feed through, how you nourish yourself, just like that umbilical cord connection. And it invites you to explore those connections and how those connections are feeding you, and where maybe you're not needing to eat from those cords anymore. You're already full of that one and you don't need it anymore, and you can release it. Then you go into the cords that are attached to you that are maybe energy leaks, and you can start to shed those. Can you see how this process is a little bit different? How it's a little bit different. And how as you connect into, it's not just a bunch of people, a bunch of energies, a bunch of circumstances feeding off of you, but that we're all in this place. We are all interconnected and interwoven with one another. And so we're being asked to find a way to create a symbiotic and mutually beneficial. So we release those places where it's not serving either party, and we allow those places where it is. And this, it feels like it came through like, okay, this is a time to share this meditation with everyone in the YouTube community, and anyone who's called to, so share it however you feel, share this video, share all the things, if that's what sings to your heart. Because as you come out, as you are remembering yourself to a greater degree, as you're waking up, you're also waking up to the fact that we are all in this together. We are being asked to stand in our sovereign sense of self, in our wholeness unto self, and from that place be in community. And if we are going to be in community from a place of wholeness unto self, we need to understand where we're feeding, just like we need to understand what's feeding off of us. And to connect with that and release the ones that don't serve anymore. Just feeling if there's anything more that wants to be brought through this particular energy update, this particular transmission. Just love and gratitude. Love and gratitude. Let me know in the comments to this video if anything kind of sparked for you. Let me know in the comments for the meditation when I post that, how that felt to you. And definitely subscribe and like the videos. It really helps me, it helps the channel. And come check out the members portal. It would be amazing to welcome you to this growing community. It's such a gift for me to hold that space for people and to remember with all of you. As always, and in all ways, so much, and many loves to you from all the dimensions.